Welcome. We are super excited to be here today, but we're sad to report we had some sunglasses, but we left them behind. They're big, bright yellow ones. You know, it's a gloomy, rainy day outside, and we thought that would add to the atmosphere, but we're saving them for another
Maybe
event.
next time.
Yeah. Really, we just wanted to take some time to come into studio. It's been a while since we've had a show, and so much has changed. The last year has taught the two of us a lot, and we've learned so much from you guys. Each of you out there watching as seniors are so incredibly strong, and that we've gained so much strength from you. So we first of all want to say thank you for that. And then we're just going to give some updates. So first of all, we'll say that masks are recommended. We are following the CDC and the MDH guidelines. We cannot and will not ask you if you haven't vaccinated or not. That is your personal responsibility. So that's where we're standing with masks. And we're really excited for next week, right, Heather?
Yeah. Next week will be like pre-COVID at the center, right?
Yep.
It has been seriously one of the longest years for all of us. Between the center being shut down for a period of time to then reopening and then shutting back down. It's been interesting. So I am like super excited that next week we get to go back to no distancing. You don't have to wear a mask unless you want to. The only concern I have with this though, Barb, is I've been thinking through this, and I don't know, not many people probably like the 6 foot distancing rule, but now I have actually created a 6 foot distancing bubble.
Oh yeah, around you.
And so I'm a little bit nervous about like sitting around an actual table and being super close to people. But after a couple days, we'll get back to used to it, I guess.
So if you see Heather walking around the center like this,
I need my bubble. I
that
need my
just
bubble.
says she needs her 6 foot.
The other thing is we're not going to be able to do stand-up sit-downs
I know.
when we have to reach across the table for cards.
Yep. Heather and I really like that because we thought that as you guys are doing activities, you were getting exercise with your legs, standing up, sitting down, and reaching across. It was wonderful to see it. We weren't sure if they realized they were doing it, but
we're going to have to take some exercise breaks next week.
Yep, I think so.
Yeah, I think so too.
We'll do some stand-up sit-downs.
Yeah, there we go. Probably about 30.
Yeah, 30's about right. That's about where we got them at.
Yeah.
So the other thing is we have a new terminology down at the center, and it's called BC. And it's not a term that we came up with. It's a term that the members who've been coming down to the center have come up with, and it means before COVID. So now they're referring to things as BC, and I'm going, what? BC? What are you talking about? They go before COVID. So basically their way of saying we're getting closer to back to normal. Everything's BC before COVID. So if you hear that terminology being thrown out, that's what we're talking about. We're super excited. Our newsletters are back out.
Oh, thank goodness.
Yeah.
Right? So through COVID, we had to make some adjustments with our newsletters. We weren't allowed to send those out, or we didn't have the capability to do so. And so we switched over everything to virtual.
Right.
And have been doing virtual newsletters for the last several months.
Right.
But now we're happy that we can return to that big paper version that you guys all love to have in your hands. So that will be fun to have that back out. There's a new layout. It looks a little bit different than the previous newsletter, but that will be nice to have in their hands.
It's different?
It's a little bit different.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
How?
How's it different?
Yeah.
It just looks different.
Oh, okay.
You'll have to wait and see. You should get it in your mailbox today.
Yeah.
I think, right?
Plus, I think the really important thing for us to point out in there is there's 2 calendars.
Yep.
And so just so they're not confused, we should probably explain why we have 2 calendars.
Yeah, so we do have the 2 calendars now. We, through this whole past year, realized that we were really missing out on some of our seniors that, for whatever reason, they were shut in. This year, obviously, it was COVID, but you know, as we look back, in the past, it probably was somebody that maybe had surgery or they
Right.
were caregiving for their loved ones.
Right.
So with COVID it came with some blessings, and that
Right.
was that we were able to start really working on our virtual programming.
Correct.
And we gained a big audience with our virtual programming. So that is something that we plan on continuing through the center
Right.
to reach different groups of people in addition to our on-site programming. So in the newsletter, you'll see on-site, big bold letters, and then virtual, big bold letters. So
Right.
we also will continue to do the emails out
Right.
with the weekly upcoming events. It seems like that's another thing that we've really learned to adapt to is how everything's so fluid.
Right.
Nothing's actually like permanent now.
Nope.
So as we flip this new page, we're hoping that this is a page forward and not
Right.
forward for a little bit and then backwards.
Right.
So we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see.
And I think it's really interesting too, as we push that out virtually, we have learned some amazing things. For instance, we have snowbirds, and they were sitting in other states, and they were connecting with us right here in Marshall. They were watching our programming, enjoying what we were providing, and creating that connection back home.
Yes.
So that virtual piece has become very, very important to the center at this point in time. So if you are looking to be able to tap into that virtually, how can they do that?
So if you want to do that, you could give us a call at the center. That would probably be the easiest.
Right.
All we need is your email address, and then we can push it out to you. Yeah, it's that whole connection piece that really amazed me for our snowbirds.
Right.
You know, a lot of this stuff was still shut down for them,
Yep.
but it also kept them informed of what was going on in their hometown community. So
Correct, correct. And then the other way you can also connect with us is via Facebook, correct?
right.
And
Yep.
so how do they do that?
Oh, what is our Facebook address? Do you remember?
I don't remember it directly,
Oh,
but if you
just-
look up the Adult Community Center,
Yes.
and if you like our page, you can see what we're doing, but we can't see what you're doing. So just like our page, and that'll keep them informed
Right.
also.
Yeah, that's probably the easiest way.
Yeah,
is to like that
I think
page
so too.
with updates.
So there's a lot of information coming out to you guys in a rapid format right now. What we're really excited for is next week, and we're recording this on Thursday, May 27th. So just to give you a little time reference, starting June 1st, we're not going to have the distancing. So all of our activities will be basically back to BC or back to normal. We'll be doing things on a normal basis. We'll be charging the fees for the games that we usually had charged, and we'll be providing coffee and an afternoon snack. So really be looking forward to that for the afternoon activities. But I think we should cover some of the morning stuff we've added in.
Sure, yeah. So I don't know about everybody else, but COVID was not very nice to me. In that I gained a lot of weight, especially like not working and not working out. I gained this COVID 20. Yeah, so
You did?
I did. Shoot. So we have added in some increased fitness opportunities for our
Right.
members. I know that I was not the only one that gained weight during COVID.
Right.
And I have heard the seniors talking about this too.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
how do we get back on track with, eating healthy and working out? And so what we've added to the mix is we've added body weight classes, which use our body weight for resistance. If you don't think that that's a hard class, it actually, after a while,
Yeah.
your body weight is amazing.
Yep.
We added in yoga and yoga dance classes and also Pilates. So
Yep.
in addition to the stretch and flex in the morning,
Right.
and then we're also doing senior golf out at Savannah Oaks again. So
Right. So there's lots of opportunities to be active.
yeah.
If they're looking for that. The other thing is we have been bringing speakers back in-house again. The speakers have been so well received. It's been amazing. We've had some wonderful topics. So maybe you
Yes.
could share on some
Yeah,
of those.
so we have invited, we're kind of waiting for everything to just open back up and for our speakers to feel a little bit more comfortable, for them to be able to also get the vaccination if they felt like they wanted that before coming back into the
Right.
center. So we have invited back in Doug Oman, who does amazing presentations with his photography, a wide variety of topics. His most recent topic that was very well received was on the First Ladies.
Yep.
We know a lot about our presidents, but what about the First Ladies?
And my favorite comment is people were leaving that seminar, listening to Doug talk, and they're saying, I had no clue. I had no clue. I didn't know that. So,
Right.
and they were still talking about it a week later. So,
Yeah, he
wonderful.
leaves an impact for sure.
Yeah.
He will be coming back here next month and talking about influential people
Yes.
through the United States, through the country. I know one of the people that he's planning on talking about is like who created the Girl Scouts, who was the
Oh,
founder.
good
I don't know.
question.
I mean, that person's influential in our country, but we don't
Yeah.
probably have the history on that. So
Right.
we're happy to invite Doug back. That has
Yes.
been fun to have him in-house. And then, I don't know if you're aware of this or not, but this year marks the 20th anniversary of 9/11.
Yes.
And so when Doug was here last week, I actually talked to him on the side, and he is going to create a 9/11 program for us for later this summer, early fall. So that will be fun.
be
The other
really good.
person that we've had back is David Jones.
Right.
He will be coming here next month and talking about the Olympics, like Summer
Right.
Olympics. And let's see, who else?
Timely. And we've been having, you guys have been well behaved, but we still have had to have Jim Marshall, police chief, and we've had to have Sheriff Eric Wallen down to the center.
Yes, and evidently I'm in a little bit of hot water with Mr. Wallen. So
Yes.
if you see him on the street, please hand him some Mountain Dew
Yep.
and tell him it's from Heather, and then hopefully everything will be just fine.
Yeah, definitely. They come quarterly though, and it's been really good conversation and discussions. I don't think a general community member realizes what each of those departments do for our community. And so they have been just sharing little bits and pieces with us so that they can share the information, and then the questions that come after that have been just wonderful.
Right, right. The other thing that we added in was through the city of Marshall this year, they're doing what's called the Adopt a Park program. And so the seniors have decided to adopt Memorial Park.
Right.
They definitely have vested interest in that park.
Definitely.
So this is a real good fit. We can walk from the center over, do a little park cleanup. The first time I brought them over there, I thought we'd only have to pick up just a little bit of trash, and we ended up with 4 big garbage bags full of trash.
Right.
And I also had the seniors climbing down on the riverbanks.
Yeah, we don't want you going swimming. Not good.
So since then, I have enlisted the YMCA Leaders in Training Camp.
Right.
And some of those kids are going to come out and join us this summer.
Right, and that'll be good.
With park cleanup.
And I think that's a fun park for us to go to too, because it has a veterans wall, and it's amazing to me how many of you who have been coming to clean the park have bought a brick there for that veterans wall. So there's definitely vested interest there. And I also think it's very interesting with the 911 memorial there, and how that it's not directly related to the wars, but how the stories just kind of weave together as we're picking up garbage. We hear the stories, so it's very, very interesting.
For sure. As we look forward towards the summer and the fall, I know that I have gotten a lot of inquiries on when are we going to start up with the trips and the travel and the, outside of the community type events where we ride the bus to different locations. And the answer to that is right now we're still like slowly reopening.
Yeah.
we're excited to be able to
Yeah.
turn this page come Tuesday,
Yeah.
June 1st. But really what I'm going to be focusing on at the center, at least for the next 3 months,
Yep.
is opportunities within the city of Marshall.
Yeah.
Just until things settle down a little bit more.
Right.
And you guys, we really have so many things that we have yet
Oh,
to
we do.
explore in Marshall. So,
We do.
I mean, that could take us 2 years in itself.
It can. And the
Right.
last trip we just took not too long ago, well, it seems like not too long ago.
It's like a month ago.
A month ago, okay, not too long ago. We went over to the Lyon County Museum, and they have an exhibit for Lyon County. They just celebrated a huge mile marker. And we got to see that exhibit, and they received state awards for that exhibit. The couple of exhibits, I mean, there's so much to see in there. Everybody that went said we have to go back at least 2 or 3 more times to really take it in. But the one exhibit where we had the farm crisis in Lyon County, I cannot tell you the stories I heard. I cannot tell you that there weren't some tears rolling down cheeks because of the impact of that on some of those that were on that tour. And then the thing that really made me kind of chuckle is their kitchen there is pink.
It's pink.
It's pink.
Okay.
You know, kind of from the times back in the 50s, 60s, somewhere's in there. I could be off a decade. The museum would have to correct me on the exact era. But they used to have appliances that were different colors. So they had, I think, a pink stove. Well, they had one appliance that was pink. They painted the other one pink. So we got all these, and the cupboards were pink. It was a pink kitchen. And many of the seniors actually liked it. So it was kind of interesting to see that. And then the other piece that was really interesting from the museum was the wringer washers.
Oh,
Remember those?
the wringer washers?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
I didn't think you would.
I don't think so.
Yeah. But
I
all
don't
the
think so.
stories, they would say, make sure you didn't get your hand too close. You don't want your hand going through the wringer and, you know, and
Okay.
how the piece of clothing.
Oh, I know what you're talking about now. Yeah, yeah.
Or the
I've
piece of
seen this in
clothing
museums.
that you were pushing through the wringer would wrap around the wringer. So, you know, if you haven't had an opportunity, go to the museum and take that in. It's right here in Marshall. Mm-hmm. And there's stuff from every single town up there in Lyon County. It is amazing. So take that in.
Yeah, I think we should also talk about maybe some of the changes that are coming up with like our monthly membership day.
Yeah,
which
that's
is
on the second Tuesday
of the month.
Yep.
And things are gonna start going pre-COVID again,
Yep.
right?
BC.
Before COVID, yeah. So with that, we are bringing back our monthly speakers. This month we have a couple of different individuals that will be coming to talk about the farmers market.
Yep.
I know that the farmers market is also looking for volunteers.
Yep.
So if you're interested, give us a call. We can get you connected with that for this summer.
Right.
Even if you can volunteer just like one time, that's good enough.
Yep.
So
Yep.
bringing back the monthly speakers. We're bringing back bingo with chamber bucks.
Yeah.
Everybody's excited about that.
Yep. And then in July, we're bringing back ice cream. Hey, it's all
that
coming
sounds
round.
good. That
circle.
sounds good.
Full circle, so it's been really fun. And then probably the other really big thing that has changed at the center is that we wrote a grant, and we are so forever grateful for Studio One. They helped us get all this technology hooked up.
Thank gosh.
And we're going, okay. But so far, so good. We've been managing through the technology. We say that it has probably been one of the best enhancements we've had at the center in a long time. Mm-hmm. We're able to use the technology that we've got, and we're able to put programs up on such a huge screen that no matter where you're at, you can see it and you can hear it. And we've also been using that technology at our monthly meetings.
Yeah.
So we've been bringing up the minutes, and we've also been bringing up the financial reports, so you don't have to just hear it, but you can now also see it. So we're just really thankful for their help with that. And we've learned a few things, and I put quotation marks around that because we still stumble on it and we go, what were we supposed to do?
With that? Where does this cord go?
Yeah, so yeah, we're still learning as we go forward.
It happened today.
Yeah.
It happened today, in fact.
It did, but we worked through it.
We got through it.
And it was
went
all
right.
good.
Yeah.
And so it's just really fun to be able to have that access that no matter where you're at in the room, you will be able to both see and hear what is going on. So that's been really exciting.
It has been, yeah.
Yeah.
At last month's meeting, I made them dance.
Yes.
Dance along with me. Yeah, that was fun.
Come to the membership meeting. You never know what will happen. We wanted to show a little bit what we were using the technology for. And we use it a lot for our exercise classes as one piece of it. And so they were talking about, well, what do you do with that? So we got everybody up to exercise to the beer barrel polka. It was a blast. It was a huge hit.
It was.
I think they thought we lost our minds, but no, we really
no big
didn't.
deal.
So that was a lot of fun.
That was
So
fun.
we are really trying to integrate that technology more and more into the things that we do, just to make it a more enjoyable experience for each of you. So we just say going forward, we're in the BC mode. Before COVID, starting June 1st, we're going to not have the distancing. We're following CDC guidelines as far as masks recommended. It's your personal choice in that decision, and just honor everybody's individual choice. And we're just really looking forward to getting back to
having some fun.
Yeah, having some fun, paying for the activities so we can have prizes again. It seems to amp up the competition just a little bit.
Yeah.
So that'll be fun. It's been fun seeing everybody come back. It's been interesting as we've all kind of sheltered in and we come back. It's been fun to see the card players going, no, wait. Okay. Wait, I can't do that in this game. That's in that game. You know, so when they play a multitude of games, there's so many rules and they're different from every game. We all need to get this turned back on again and find it in the recesses of our brains and pull that back up. But it's created so much laughter. It's been fun.
It's been great. After a year of being shut in and not doing a whole lot, it's great to have that community back together, to see them smiling without the masks. Some of them do still wear masks, but you can see smiles through their eyes.
Yeah, you can.
And just the conversation, which was so missed over the last year.
Yeah. And I would say the last thing we would like to touch on is it's been interesting for us as people have come back and hearing them talk about feeling secure and safe and coming back to the center with the environment that we have. And then the other thing that's been really interesting to me, and this has been several people, and many of them have a spouse or significant other, and they've been saying, you know, I'm really enjoying this. I didn't realize how much I missed the socialization. Yeah. And I think that was just a real, well, Heather and I say they're 2x4 moments, like someone takes a 2x4 and hits you over the head. Like, okay, these are people who have a significant other, they have a family around them, but they were still missing that connection piece from the center. And it was really good to hear that they really realized how important that was and that they really needed to reconnect and make that connection again.
Absolutely. I don't have anything to add to that. You hit that.
Yeah, so that's a lot of fun. So we just really want to encourage you, if you have questions, please give us a call. It's 537-6120. And email us. If you're on the email chain, shoot us an email back. Or if you want to go to Facebook and shoot us a message, we'll be happy to reply there. Sometimes it might take us, a couple hours, or maybe overnight. If you do it at 10 o'clock at night, it might be the next morning. Yep. But just reach out to us. And if you're wanting to know about something, or if we're reintroduce something, please just reach out to us. We are here for you. We're excited to be back. We're excited to be open. And we're extremely excited to be BC.
Woohoo.
So, before COVID.